Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle Crazy Blossom from CZT Cat Kwan. Here's what I like about this one. You can have shaky hands and it is good. So, because I know several of you that have, it's like, oh, I can't do a straight line. This one, you don't have to. Probably the not straighter the better. All right. So, starts off with an orb. This is why we call it an orb. And I'm going to see if I can do it a little bit even more than on my step out. I'm just taking it wherever it goes. All right, like that. And then inside, don't even think about auraing anything. Just we're gonna put. Let's see, one, two. We're gonna do two more orbs on the inside, and then one really tiny one in the center. So however you want to spread it out, it's okay. And it doesn't have to be jagged. For whatever reason, when I think, oh, it can be crooked, I like go to jittery. Who knows why? It's all good. But it could be wavy if you want. It's completely up to you. All right, and then one more in the center. I tell you, I had to look at this like 12 times, more than that. And it's like, how many am I doing? And I'm going to suppose if you do more, it's not going to matter. It's all going to be good. Okay, then we're going to do some, we're going to put some lines in here. And so it's up to you where you want to start them. What I had been doing is like here where it kind of dips down. I was kind of like taking it as a curve and coming down to whatever the next line is, and then almost like a Y, like incorporating rounding in already or thickening in on the end of the line already, and just like that. Let me, yeah, because that's what it looks like. That cat does in her step out, and however thick you want to have it. Do take a look at the For More Inspiration link so that way you can see it from Kat's hand and the samples to give you a good idea. And so just spread some of these around. And yeah, and honestly, it doesn't really matter where, because I see some where it dips, and then it seems like I see some where it doesn't dip. And I just whatever your tile tells you to do it. This makes me think of there's a tangle called Turkatol, and it is the inspiration was a mushroom. Now I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that piece. Well, I could do that. Could I? Could I? Of course I could. I'm looking back at her sample because, like I said, there were some where it seemed like there was a bump. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to put it right here. Anyway, so this tangle called Turkatol, and it's the inspiration. I think it was. Oh, is it a turkey mushroom? Something like that. It's like a shelf mushroom, and it, and it. It's different than this. It's kind of I forget how it was another one where jagged lines were great, but then also putting these, kind of you kind of put some cracks in it, and it just amazing look. And this makes me think of that with doing these cracks. That one I believe we did the crack part afterwards, but I know I have a video of it. So if you go to my channel, click on my face. My picture, not my face. Well, the picture is my face. So yes, you would be clicking on my face or my name, and that should take you to the channel homepage. Another thing to look for, and then we're going to do the inner one, same idea, but something that I look for is like things like this, where it's like, oh, okay, well there's where I kind of met up, so let's put one there so we can cover it up. And these don't have to match up or anything. It's just a completely up to you. So which is nice because then you can use it as a course correction, if you need to. just wherever it makes sense. And I don't know that there's a certain number. I'm gonna say there's no certain number of these that you need. I would just do it till it's like, oh, okay, that looks good, and then we'll go on to the next section. I was trying to alternate them, but I noticed on, let me see. Yeah, she kind of did alternate them, where they weren't like, we didn't have this and then another one. So I think that's kind of good to shift them a little bit. Fix that other little part that I didn't like. Oh, and let's just put one here. There we go. Then, now this is an interesting part. So looking at the step out, and I kind of see. Oh, let me take a look. Okay. So here's what I see on the step out, and it's the lines coming from the outside in, and then it seems like looks like most of them sort of are leaving a little gap. But then when I'm looking at the sample, it goes from one end to the other. So you know what that means? Do whatever you want. Oh, and then some, and I like this better. And I think on my step out, I had them coming and just coming shy of. Heck, I may redo it before I post this. We'll see. But either having them go all the way to the line, or just shy. Either way, this is me personally. You take a look and you decide how you want to do it. And and they're kind of, they're definitely not straight. They can kind of curve however you want them to curve. I had started kind of like aura-ing ish this line, just so that way, continuity and stuff. You can have a combination too. We'll say that as well. And we're gonna do this with each section, and then we'll do some shading. So I many things that I love about this, besides the fact that it turns out rather neat, especially that it doesn't matter what your initial orb looks like, or the inside ones, and it's easy. All right. So there's the outside. I think I was covering that, and I apologize. My camera shifted. I had it all set up so good, and then I knocked it. Let me pay more attention here. And I'm almost thinking, especially this inside one, have it maybe not go all the way to the outside. Just because, even though we'll shade around that, it just seems to me that makes sense. Like that. And you can even, like, if you lift your pen off like that as you're going, it doesn't help then if you want to make it longer. You have to make it as long as you want, and then lift off your pen, because it creates a taper, which is kind of nice, versus like what I just did there was just like I just stopped the pen. But then you can always carefully add. That looks nice. Whoops! As I drop my pen. That's not good. Okay, and then same thing in the center. Totally cute. All right. Now, let's add, and we're gonna go around here, because this. Let me look really quick. It was peony inspired. So I mean, obviously it's a flower, but you know how peonies have multiple layers. A lot of flowers do that. But it's just rather neat. All right, so I'm just going all the way around the outside of this one. Oh, might as well just do it on the inside too. Okay, then, let's start from the inside. And this, just be careful, depending on the amount of space you have, you don't want to spread it out too much. Because we don't want graphite remorse. And, and graphite remorse is just where you have too much graphite and it's too much spread out too far where you don't get the result. Look at that already. Oh my goodness. I'm having a who did that moment? Wow. That okay. Sorry, I get really enamored at, shocked really. And I haven't said it in a long time, so I'm going to say it now. Not an artist. I can do Zentangle. You can call me a Zentangle artist. That's fine. But no, it always went over, just escaped me, always. And that's why I'm so enamored with all of this, because it is just absolutely amazing. And so that's why, that's the shading is the magic, but it's even more magical when you've always felt that art escaped you, and now it's like, look it, I can do it. And it's just it's the coolest thing since sliced bread. And I should say it once in a while, so that way you understand. If you've only started watching, because I never know. And so I'm putting a little graphite. Look at this really quick. I've put graphite on just what's left on the tortillon on the outside. Look at the difference, and this is really fun to do. And I hope you do this. Like, just do part shading, or like do one section, so that way you can just kind of revel in the, oh my gosh, look at how neat that looks. It looked neat before, but how much more alive it is here than here. It's just, it never gets old. I always say that, because it doesn't. And I think I did dark around this outside, but I'm just going to bring a little bit in, because it's like, I don't want to just have graphite here. So that's why I think if you pull a little bit in, and you can see it's making a difference. So lighter graphite here, and then heavier on the outside. And if it ends up looking like, oh, that just all looks gray, then you could always go back around that perimeter and add some darkness, and then just carefully blend it with the gradient you have already. Don't bring it out anymore. Just put a little bit more down, and just you can kind of do a back and forth motion, or the scooch motion, because I think that's thinner than the back and forth. But just to blend it in and have it be a little bit darker. But wow, right? Oh, how fun! How absolutely fun is that? Whoops, took it right off the camera. Oh, fantastic. All right, if you enjoyed this as much as I did, I would love it if you click the like button. And while you're at it, if you have not done so yet, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. You can click that button and subscribe. And and I haven't mentioned this in a while, because I don't remember who I was talking to, but they said, does it cost money to subscribe to a channel? It's like, no. I well know it nowadays. They YouTube did start something. I don't have that on my YouTube channel. I have a separate membership thing. It's on my website. That link is in the description section. If you want to take classes, if you think you'll take at least one class a month, or at least want access to the replays, because the membership, my club is, it's the cost of one class a month, but you get so much more than that. And at the time of this recording, if you're thinking about it, do it because I'm going to be adding one more class, and so the price is going to end up going up. But I will be putting an announcement out. So subscribe to my blog while you're on my website, because I will make sure to make an announcement there, and give some notice before I pull the trigger on a price increase. And what I promised everybody is that whenever when you sign up, that'll be your price, and that's it. And then if I change things, that'll be your price, and you'll be grandfathered in, type of thing, because that's just how I like to work. So take a look at all that, and while you're there, of course, the step outs, and if you happen to be on Facebook, I have a link to my page, but more importantly, we have a Tangle Addicts community page, private page. Amazing, amazing people on this page. So if you'd like to hang out with some, I can't say enough good words for these people. They're amazing. It's just so fantastic. But if you'd like to hang out with us, come do it there. Know that there's some membership questions to gain entry. It's nothing major, but just so that you know that. And we'd love to have you join us. All right, so with that, I didn't mention when I was talking about my classes, I went right into the club thing because I was talking about the subscription thing. But I do have a lot of classes that are free. So come join us for free, have fun, and then decide if you think you want to do more, great. And if not, just join us for the free classes. It's all good. All right, so with that, thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.